What's up, guys? We're out here at Quakecon 2019, and I'm here with Preston. Preston, tell us why you're here and what we do.
I'm the brand manager for 562 Interactive / youngest brother for 562 Interactive, and we're here with Alluris. We're here with the tavern.
Okay, I've seen you guys were at DreamHack. I saw you guys. Yep. It was probably one of the most impressive booths I saw at DreamHack. Probably one of the most impressive booths out here.
Very flattering. Thank you very much. Yeah, we did, as many events as we could down here because it seems like the Texas crowd is really on board with Alluris.
So tell us about the game.
Alluris is a swipe your own adventure game.
Okay.
So imagine Fantasy Oregon Trail meets Tinder.
Okay. So it's kind of like Reigns too?
It's very similar to Reigns. The idea was, we looked at Reigns and it's like, Reigns is such an amazing game. But then a lot of Reigns turns into you're standing in one place and you're just trying not to die.
Right.
Which is actually kind of interesting, but we wanted to amp up that sense of exploration and storytelling that you got with like traditional Dungeons and Dragons and all of the old great fantasy Tolkien things. So this was kind of an extension of how do we do that in the best possible way.
Right. And you said there's a Tinder element.
Oh yeah.
Tinder's an app for one-night stands. So how many one-night stands do we get?
You're not allowed to have any one-night stands in the game, but I will say that you've got options to marry people in the game, so that's somewhat fair. There's one interaction that allows you to go on a date with somebody.
Okay.
So it's by far and away.
You get to go on dates.
You do get to go on a date. Well, one date. It's by far and away not a dating game, not a dating sim, but it's a fantasy game. So every once in a while, those things happen. And that's all right.
Yeah. So you guys have done a lot of work on this, and you guys hooked up with a company, or an organization, I should say, that helped you guys realize issues with colorblindness.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we try to work with as many of the disabled or accessible gamer communities as we possibly can. And anybody that has one that wants to talk to us and give us feedback on how to make it better, we always want to be able to do that. So for this one, we worked with the r/colorblind community on Reddit. It's this huge community of gamers that are really in love with games that take a second to care about colorblindness. And what we learned from them, we brought them in, we had a handful of them test through the game, give us all sorts of feedback on how to make it better and how to make it make more sense for that community. And when we did all of these changes, we figured out that the game is just so much easier to understand and see now.
Right.
Because the concerns that these people had, that these people needed changed and fixed, also lend themselves to incredible readability for everybody at large. So designing for accessible play almost always, if not always, makes your game better and easier to understand, easier to play, easier to get into for everybody. Even if they wouldn't notice it initially, even if they wouldn't notice the edges of that experience.
Right. So how many, I should say, commands do you have? You swipe like you would be on Tinder? So
it's our case study. Actually, a step back, the inspiration for the game was a friend of ours who's a disabled gamer. We were all hopping on CS:GO one night, and we said hey, let's all hop on, and he kind of said, not tonight. And we knew what that meant for him. We knew that this was just a flare-up of the degenerative illness. So is having your hobby, the thing that you love most, stolen from you is just not something that we're okay with.
Yeah, and that's kind of how able gamers came about too.
Yeah. So we said hey, how do we make a game that's literally as little as physically possible? And getting back to your question, the way we did that was, yes, the entire game is swiping right or swiping left. As many interface options as is possible are also swiping right or swiping left. And then, beyond that, it's got keyboard integrations, it's got as many different input methodologies as you could think of. Because in a world where you're just making a left or a right option, there's nothing that says that we can't have that be a WASD and arrow key, a space and enter, adaptive controller feature, everything.
Right. With you guys are doing Xbox, mobile, and PC as of right now.
Yeah.
How was it to design for, say, from PC and Xbox is easy because those are kind of the same platforms. But how is it designing for mobile to PC? How is that?
Wow, that's a good question. So
how is that challenge for you guys?
Yeah, this isn't the first project that we've worked on related to mobile, but it's our first project that's just our own. That's not a contract job or anything else. It's our very own project.
Right.
So already getting past the hurdles of that was a lot, but then making sure that the game made sense within the formatting, because a lot of people love to play this type of game in portrait mode,
Right.
which, you know, it tends to lend itself to a lot of games really, really well, but it also creates a UI hierarchy issue where you're not sure where things should be going, what things shouldn't belong on the page, and you've got to kind of rethink about, you know, your whole configuration of how things are going. But I'm happy that we've been able to actually get a pretty compelling distillation of the experience that works landscape and portrait on mobile, iOS, Android. You're gonna be able to play it on tablets if you want and get, you know, broadly the same PC experience as well.
Awesome. Is there controller support for mobile devices?
I don't know. You have to talk to Will about that one, but I think there most likely will.
Okay.
We're using native controller support, so 98% of the time we get controller support out of the box because we're developing for Xbox, so we've got anything that's mapped similarly to an Xbox works natively with the game.
Right.
So,
because there's a lot of mobile games that do have Xbox support. I know more like shooter games and platformers and stuff like that. Some that that came from consoles that are and mobile, like Dandara or Warfight and like Don't Starve. Those type of games. Yeah. So those games have either touchscreen options or a Bluetooth controller connection.
I will look into that. I suspect that we're going to have native controller support anyway, but
because I mean for people some people like myself, like I've been spoiled now to playing a game with just my Bluetooth controller. Like every game that I can,
nice. Yeah.
I just play on my Bluetooth controller with my phone. So I've ditched the touchscreen. As much as I love doing touchscreen, as much as it was great for me playing with one hand, like doing a controller now, like it's just like it's a thing now for me. I know I'm not the only one. So that's
our controller mapping will have a mode for just one-handed play too. So if you want, you'll be able to play with half the controller. Because again, it's like when there's two options for a game, how hard is it to make that an accessible option?
Right. How excited are you guys for?
Really excited.
Yeah. I mean, to get the game out, but what was it for you guys? I mean, because of this game was birthed out of a need for accessibility. Why was that important for you guys to do this? Why is accessibility for disabled people important for you and your company and for games in the future?
Accessibility is one of those things that matters a whole lot for a smaller group of people. And whenever that happens, whenever something matters a lot for a small group of people, it's often forgotten. Almost always.
Right.
So to see a friend of ours, and we actually have multiple friends that suffer from either, degenerative muscle disorders or like just anxiety, or people that just don't want a really hyper-engaged, active thing right now. They just want to come and relax.
Right.
Seeing that and saying like, hey, we can do something about this as a studio, as three brothers. We can make something that actually changes and makes this situation a little bit better. Why would we not?
Awesome. And are we going to see anything cool with some expansion packs later this year, 2020?
We're going to do a bunch of seasonal fun content, like just free for everybody content. We've been hearing back from the community that some people would want to see like crazy, huge expansion pack style things.
Right.
We're not really sure where we land on that yet. Definitely, if we were to do DLCs, it would have to be something that would be a giant expansion, almost another game on top of it for that to make sense.
Right.
But we want to make sure that, like, as much as we can, we're doing more and more of the seasonal fun content. Because we always liked that playing games as kids. Whenever there was like a cool seasonal event going on, it was always fun to be able to hop on and play.
Yeah. I mean, they just did that with Splatoon, Splatfest.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming all the way out from California to be here. And
so much.
hopefully we'll see you next West.
Yeah, definitely. If people are interested in the game, absolutely the best place to go is our Discord.
Okay.
So we're a verified Discord, so if you just search Alluris, you can hop on and get a beta key.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, Alluris, look it up on Discord, Google Alluris Discord. You'll find it, join, get a beta key, play it. You know, all you able gamers out there looking for a fun fantasy game with Tinder element. You know you want it. You know you want to go on that date. You know you want to get married. You know, so do it and help these guys out because they really are putting their heart and soul into building a game for our community.
And if anybody on there has any recommendations or accessible feature requests, please get in touch through email or on the Discord. We absolutely need as much input as we can because often, you know, disabled needs are different for a lot of different people. So we want to be able to cover as much as we can.
Awesome. I'm up. One-handed bandit.
I'm Preston Wiley.
Awesome.
562.
And we're out of here at Quakecon. Later, guys.